skirts as soon as we got away from the house, and it was like those little things that you just kind of like, at first you think, oh, okay, and then you kind of stop and think, and God's trying to tell you even back then, no, don't listen to that. I knew that my father was right, and I knew that when I started to roll my skirt, that I was doing something very wrong. I knew it, but I kept doing it, because my sister did it, and her friends did it. It was just crazy.
Yeah,
So
I noticed, like, with my parents, like, my mom especially, she always said the right things, but my parents weren't the living example, so it's like, you kind of intellectualize what right and wrong was, but had they been the perfect living example, I would have been more inspired to be like them, as opposed to rebelling and not wanting to be like them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but I always thought my dad was crazy because my mom always said he was. And yeah, he was an alcoholic and he was a womanizer, but it's the truth. He couldn't handle my mom. Like,
Yeah.
She wasn't perfect. I thought my mom was she worked hard. I came from an airline family, and I even worked for the airlines at one time. I was a flight attendant. And so my mom worked really hard, and I was kind of like a latchkey kid being the youngest. And, and I don't know, I found God, and I can just tell you that it's absolutely amazing, and we all need to unite. Like, we need to wake people up, literally, because this really is a fight for the soul. Jesse always says
it's a spiritual battle. It is a spiritual battle.
And I realized too, it's like when I first woke up for myself, I wanted to make people wake up, but I can't. And so the only thing I can do is, the more I work on myself and be that living example, then I'll inspire other people, and they'll seek within themselves, because the more I try to impose on other people who to be and what's right and wrong, the more they want to do the opposite of it. So it's like really a disservice when we try.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
That's right. And so I'm out here trying as best as I can. But I think we all need to stop and reflect right now. And I think a lot of us, I've been turning a lot of people on to Jesse, because really I used to go to church and I thought I was a Christian, and all I had to do is, just ask Jesus to forgive me, and he'd say, okay, and then, and that was all so stupid, all of it. I look back at all the years that I've wasted with the fake Christianity, and it's like, this type is just so special, and I do feel protected. I very much feel protected, and it's nice to be able to trust a man, you know what I mean? Because I don't think that I've ever trusted a man before. When I say man, I'm not talking about, because, Jesus said, trust no man, only God. But I guess it was getting to know myself, not trusting. I trust Jesse, he's a man, but I know the truth. So how does that apply?
Well, I think it's like, like men and women are different, and women are more emotional, and men are more logical. And if a man loves what's right, he can lead a woman into, because most women have such an ego that they want to, trust their intuition, or what they think is their intuition and their gut feeling, more than, say, a man who loves what's right. So they trust themselves more than they'll trust the man. When the man tries to lead them into, his logic, and that they won't trust him, and so they'll I don't know how to put it in words, but like, it's almost like a woman who finds the right man, she'll trust him more than she'll trust herself if it's the right man,
Right. You're not supposed to, like Jesse says, if you're single or divorced or a widow, and you don't marry again, then you can have a direct connection with God, and that's who would lead you. But if you do have a husband, then in a way you should be trusting him, because you shouldn't be trusting yourself, knowing that You know, you're, in a way, the woman is kind of like the Achilles heel, and that Adam and Eve story what we're supposed to do is reverse the Adam and Eve story, and the man's not supposed to fall for Eve and her thoughts. And if we can do that, then we reset things back to the way they were.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to do. That's exactly what we need to do. We need to pick up the ball that Jesus didn't pick up. Or, you know, we need to pick up the cross and move on with it and just, you know, spread the truth, because it's amazing. This way to live is amazing. I wish it would have happened earlier in my life, you know.
But don't worry about that. It happened when it needed to happen, and otherwise that.
I know.
When you have those little thoughts,
Yeah,
that
I
can
don't
lead you
worry
down the
about
road.
it. It's just that it would have saved my kids. I have children, and it would have saved a lot of problems, you know, because women are evil. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's something else. That's for sure.
So you guys be careful out there, okay?
All
Well, I
right.
appreciate you,
Some
Victoria.
wisdom from your sister.
Yeah, thank you for calling, Victoria.
Nice
Thank you
talking
for the
to you
support.
guys. I'll talk to you soon. God
Take care.
Bye. God bless you.
bless. Night night, you guys.
Bye. All right, guys, let's get the next
I'm
call.
sorry we got our stream cut off. I don't know why it's been doing that. I'm
YouTube's
streaming
tripping.
straight from my phone, and so the app just quits on me out of nowhere. I don't know.
Yeah, YouTube's always up to something.
I don't know if it's YouTube. I don't know if it's my phone.
Every time, foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. Oh, you gonna be hated. Yeah, that's Mark. Yeah. If you're a Christian living right, you gotta be ready for the world to reject you. I mean, it is the devil's playground.
Yeah.
Matt Kruger,
Yeah,
Matt, thank you for the
yeah,
call. Matt,
yeah.
T Warrior,
You mean
Victoria.
you don't trust the police?
Take a break from callers, talk to chat. Well, Omar, maybe we will, maybe we won't. Well, what's going on? It can't be the Gravelers. Is that Chuck Mangione, Trevor,
Alpha.
that you were playing?
Oh no, it's just a little sound bank I have, royalty free, you know, that I've collected over the years.
Your family gonna cut you off. Yeah, your family will cut you off. Here we go. But if it isn't Dane,
Is it?
Great Dane. What's
What's
up?
cracking? We'll put it up there.
Yo, what's up?
What's the word, Mockingbird?
We can hear you. But
Operation.
just remember, no, don't drop the F-bombs.
Keep it PG, eh?
Yeah, PG, please.
For sure.
What's good, Dane? What's on your mind?
Now they're just chilling, man.
Out in Peru.
Yeah. My connection is not that great out here, so there might be like, it goes in and out every once in a while, so there might be a delay. Because most of the callers call from the States, but I'm like half across the world. My connection's not that great.
Yeah.
Well, what's your question tonight, Dane? Dane Dizzle.
I think I got some questions like written down, but I didn't really have anything specific. I just wanted to shoot the crap, you know? Like, just say what's up.
It's cracking.
Oh man, your sound effects they're cracking me up.
Yeah, I wanted to
I swear.
get the sound effects in. So the only problem is I haven't memorized. I didn't create any labels to say what they are. So I'm just trying to figure out what they are. What's cracking in the chat?
Yeah, like, I swear one of those sounds.
T Warrior says, "Get off the pot."
This,
T Warrior, that was the
I
one who
haven't
called
smoked
earlier
weed in months.
Hey, Dane.
from Texas.
Dane, I got a question for you. Also, the
What's
chat. Chat guys, shoot some questions for Dane. Since Dane is a blank slate, we're going to ask Dane some questions. Dane, first question. Do you plan on getting married?
From Mark.
Dane, do you plan on getting married?
How does he plan to raise good children? Okay. Do I plan to get married? Yeah. Of course. I mean, like, it's definitely there, like as a plan. Yeah. I don't know if I will, like, but I would definitely want to.
All right. And how do you plan on raising kids? Good children. How are you gonna make that happen?
I mean, like probably just taking Jesse's advice from what I've counseled with him on talking about all this kind of stuff, which would be like, you know, being an alpha, being an example, having like a clear formed relationship with the wolf, and being there for the children as much as I can. I mean, hopefully, I really don't want to be that kind of dad that's like always working. You know what I mean? Like, and not really there all the time at home.
But if you're doing the right thing and you need to work, I wouldn't worry about it. You have to do what you have to do as a father. You have to make sure that you provide and protect.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, marriage isn't on my mind too much. I'm only 22.
That's a perfect time to start thinking about it. Do you plan on waiting till your 30s?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean,
I wouldn't think about it.
It's a great time to get married right now.
I wouldn't think about it. I wouldn't plan it or nothing. I would just live my life, try to seek God's kingdom, and all else will be added. Because if you're trying to plan on getting married, then you're gonna probably make the wrong decision because your plan sucks. My plan, at least. I don't have a plan, but all I can do is prepare.
There's a question.
Yeah, I definitely
The chat wants to know.
definitely agree.
Chat wants to know why you went to Peru, Dane.
Victoria asked why I went to Peru. I went to Peru to visit my dad. I hadn't seen him in a few years. He called me up. Well, we were talking on the phone at one point, and he just randomly asked me if I wanted to go visit him in Peru, and I was like, I had to think about it for a second. I mean, I really wanted to, like, as soon as he offered, but I had to like think about it for a second, and then I kind of just took it up, and I've been out here for like a year now. I haven't seen him in like years, probably like 3 or 4 years or something like that. But I was planning on going back before. It's kind of funny because this whole quarantine kind of messed up the plan. So it's kind of funny how the plans get messed up.
Yep, that's why we can't really plan. We just go with the flow.
I agree. For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's really great. I really enjoy being with my dad. I mean, honestly, we're not even that close. Like in terms of like, wait, hold on. I think Mark asked me if I speak Spanish. Sí, yo hablo español como intermedio, no como fluido. Luego puedo conversar y leer. Hay un poco problemas con la forma de gramática y todo, pero ya, yo hablo.
Dane, do you plan on going back into the service?
No. I technically wasn't in because I didn't graduate or anything like that. But no, I don't. Oh, and it's actually kind of funny because a lot of the friends that I met while I was trying to do that thing, they all, not all of them, but like a really good majority of them all regret it in some sort of way, where they don't like it. So they all kind of tell me like a little funny thing where they're like, yeah, man, I wish what happened to you, blah blah blah, kind of thing.
What happened? What do you mean? What happened?
Huh?
What happened? What were they talking about?
Me like not completing basic and stuff. You know what I mean? So, like not being in service, I guess.
Did we lose him?
You still there?
Yeah. Did you hear me?
Yeah. Did you have any other questions, Senor? Yes, Victoria.
I think I can pull out some real quick. I agree with Mark. At 18, you're a man. I mean, that's talking from we know today. I mean, way back when it was like when you were 13, you were a man. It's kind of funny how that changes over during the time and the situation, all that jazz. Let's see. Alright, I got some right here. What's your advice for young men and women that want to make like music or films and stuff?
I think to just do it. You know? It's all about your craft. So if you love to do something, you want to make stuff, you could use, if you want to make films, start making skits and creating things with your phone by yourself. Whatever it is that you want to do, you have to figure out why you want to do it. Do you want to do it because you love doing it, or do you want to do it because you want the fame and everything that else that comes with it? Because that's what I realize a lot of people want most of all is they want the identity of it, but they don't really do it. It's like I never decided I would do music. I just did it, and then I realized that I could do it for a living because it's what I put all my eggs in.
And you, Richard, because I think you studied like film or something, or photography or something like that.
Yeah, I studied film and visual culture, and yeah, you just do stuff. Just film things. When I was a kid, I used to make stop and go animation. I used to make little magic trick videos and simple things. If you overthink it and you try to plan your way to break into an industry, I think you're already setting yourself back. You just have fun with it. Just like the way a kid would. The kid wouldn't think twice about it. He's not doing it because he wants to be a director. He's doing it because he's having a blast with the camera.
Sweet. Well, here's an interesting one that it's pretty interesting. So, let's see. Did the boomer generation affect the perspective of 18-year-olds leaving the home?
Did the boomer generation affect
Perspectives.
of 18-year-olds?
Yeah.
I guess if it was the boomers were their parents, yeah.
Yeah, because you mean all 18-year-olds as of now?
No, did the boomer generation affect the perspective of 18-year-olds leaving the home? You know?
If it was their kids, I'd say yeah. Or do you mean just they changed?
Right.
Did they change the whole culture where we used to have kids leave the house at 18 and now we don't?
Well, actually, the opposite. Because before 1945, it was like normal and common for young men and women to stay at home and help the parents and like be an asset to the family until they got married. And sometimes that would take like till they were 30s. Actually, there's a lot of cases of more towards like women actually that they would live at the home with their parents till like sometimes 40 years old because they didn't get married, you know, and that was like the culture before.
I don't think it was.
1945.
My brother's godfather grew up during the Great Depression. It was pretty traditional, like the way Jesse says. At 18, the men were out of the house, and of course the women usually would wait for marriage before they left, but the men were usually gone.
Right. I mean, I learned that from like, I guess like historical stuff I noticed because basically when the 20th century came around, it started changing because of the economy and stuff. But like, if you look at times like for example, like during the Civil War, there was always like the son that was living, you know, like the children would live with the father and the son, like the father and the mother at home well until their 30s, until they got married. And the only way that they would get out was if they got married, and then they would like, you know, do something. It wasn't kind of like, I'm gonna move to the big city when I'm 18 and something, because that's how things didn't work back then. I just thought that was really interesting how like the culture changed around the turn of the century, and by the time 1945, it was completely different. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't alive back then, but I wouldn't hold on to any of that stuff because you weren't there, and I think the best thing is to just know what's right. Should a man stay in the house past 18? No, and that's all that matters.
I think that a parent's job is to prepare children to be adults and know how to handle life. So, you know, like, that's one thing that I wish I got from my parents the most, was not their affection, not making me feel good, but making me prepared to know what it's like to be an adult from a young age, so that I could be ahead of the curve and not have to learn what it's like when I'm an adult. You know, I know what it's like, and being challenged in all the right ways that the world will challenge me for. I didn't, you know, get any of that really. I was just more so spoiled. So we're gonna shoot a couple of questions for you. Mark wants us to put you on the hot seat of sorts. with me.
All right.
So how old are you, Dane? For Ryan the chat.
What's up?
How old are you again?
I'm 22.
22. Are you going to leave your parents' house as soon as you can?
Yeah. That's. I mean, I know we're not supposed to make plans or something, but that's basically the idea.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of difficult right now because I'm staying with my dad. Like, you know, in terms of like working in another country, and then, you know what I mean, then getting your own place, and like.
Are you able to work while you're down there?
And shaky. What's up?
Are you able to work while you're down there?
Technically, no. It would be like, technically it would be illegal.
Well, I know that, but
because I'm not a Peruvian citizen.
But can you get work? Have you been working or?
No. And I couldn't get work unless I was working for like peanuts, like doing something like, you know, something that I don't think most people would want to do.
Do you think? Do you still believe, or do you believe that sex out of wedlock is a good or a bad thing?
Do I think that sex out of wedlock is a good thing or bad thing?
Yeah. What do you think about it? Are you for it? Against it?
No, I think it's a bad thing. I mean, I definitely think that you should be married when you have sex and stuff like that.
Any questions?
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
Is there any more?
I don't know. I think that's it. Did you have any other final questions for us?
Yeah, I got some.
All right, one more.
All right.
Did he have fun?
Okay, this one's an interesting one. Because actually, I've talked to Jesse about this one, and this one's pretty interesting. I guess my thoughts, I'm a beta. But, let's go. Let's see. Is using words that a leader popularizes, is that beta?
Using words. I mean, I think words are words.
Yeah, it's just words.
You know. I don't think there's anything wrong with
Right,
with
but-
learning new words and using them.
What's up?
I don't think there's anything wrong with learning new words and using them.
Yeah. If you're losing yourself in that person, if you're making them, putting them on a pedestal, then it's a different story. But just using words is just words.
Alright, for sure.
We got one question for
I
you
guess that was
from the chat. Why
What's
did
up?
the chat? There was a question in the chat. Why did you not go through with your basic training?
Honestly, that's a little personal that I wouldn't really want to I'd rather talk about more in private than over something like this, if that's understandable.
No problem. All right, Danny.
All right,
Yeah.
man, thanks for having me.
Okay, buddy.
Marijuana.
Thanks, Danny.
Take care, bro.
Dirty pervert you are.
Whoa, sorry, I didn't know I had that one.
Put your hands in the air.
Dirty pervert.
Shut up.
All right.
It's like this one.
Shut up.
Oh, damn it.
Wrong.
Oh, rip. There it is.
There it is. Richie. You know how to play Jump by Van Halen?
I don't, but I know how to play jump when I'm on a cliff and I'm feeling suicidal. You know what I'm saying?
Any other callers for the evening? Can't see. Looks like everyone's having a good old time in the chat. Have you ever met a well-behaved Pookie? Alright. Victoria, good night to Victoria Giltner. Victoria from the hood. Good night, Schmitty. Thank you for dropping in.
See, Victoria?
Quintavious Johnson. Quintavious Johnson.
Sounds like a. Is he black?
We're talking about that Key and Peele episode where they're doing like the NFL draft and they got these crazy names. Mitochondria Jones. Mitochondria Jones. Later, Corn Pop. Thanks, Victoria. It was good having you call in. Akbar Habib Khalid Sharif Abdul Jenkins. Yeah, what's up with Blacktoria? Blacktoria, give us a call. Thank you, Corn Pop. I don't know this hood you speak of. You're on. We're putting you on the line.
Dude, you're gonna get enough of me soon.
No, but we need your perspective. You offer something unique.
Alright, hold on, let me turn this down.
What perspective are we getting?
We're getting that what'd you call it? Double minority?
Oh, that's right, okay. Man, in the chat, they're cracking me up with these names. It's hilarious.
Do you like punk music? Or after?
Oh my god, it's so funny.
I don't know. I don't say what kind of music I like. I either like good songs or bad songs. If it's, I think music is good for whatever vibe you're feeling. You know, you could. I feel like music sets the tone for situations. You know, like one thing that popped in my mind is if you go on a road trip someplace you've never been, listen to music you've never heard, and then when you reminisce on that experience, or when you hear the song that you listened to on the way, then you're like, damn, I remember that. It's a good time.
So what's good with you, Victoria?
Nothing, man. I'm just sitting here listening to these calls. And, how's this for ego? I thought that Victoria was calling in, like, trolling.
Oh, really?
I totally did. I was like, Victoria who?
You're like,
think
I'm the only
in
Victoria
world,
that
doesn't she
matters.
know?
Yeah, you're like, there can only be one.
Exactly. I got caught in my feelings really fast, so
Yeah.
I had to shut it down.
We gotta figure out what color she is.
Right. I'm like, okay, this is a joke. Okay, but anyhow. So, yeah, I see you guys are looking really comfy. You got the chanclas and the socks.
Yeah.
That's right, and we're matching black shirts.
I got the purple light shining on my face.
I love it. So, I mean, I missed the first half of the show, I believe. So, I mean, what did I miss? I don't even know where to begin.
Well, let me break it down for you. It was a hot afternoon. We sat by the fire. We spoke to a few people, and we enjoyed ourselves. Had a cup of coffee, and we told people that they're just a little bitch.
And I love the new sound effects. That's like hilarious, dude. I'm like
just
sitting here cracking up.
Just messing around, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that about a bitch?
No, I love it. It's like, it's really coming together so nicely. And I love the whole call-in thing. But enough about that. Like, let's disagree about something.
Yeah, so
Let's just hate how the sky's purple.
Hate that shit. And actually, it's green. Sorry.
Hey, watch your mouth.
watch your mouth.
Dude, something happens when you call in. You just get in a vibe, you know? It's like, oh, I'm gonna curse.
Please.
I'm gonna push the envelope tonight. I can do it. I'm a minority. Come on now.
Please.
You guys are crazy. No, really. I was like saving my ammunition for, you know, like the next time I see y'all.
Shut up.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, we guys, yeah, if you guys are free tomorrow, we're gonna plan on streaming with Victoria.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, well, I don't know why you called her. Jeez.
Yeah, the chat was asking. Mark nominated her.
You guys are totally trying to take my steam. I do have an interesting story for you, but I think it's better for off the air.
Okay.
Because I really need to throw this one at my bros.
Shoot it.
Set off the
I
air.
threw it at my blood bro today, and he gave me some perspective, and I yeah, you know, he sugarcoated it a little bit for me, but
Nice.
I want to hear it from the bros.
When you said off the air?
I think so, because Dane says we talk about relationships too much, so, you know.
There's no. Just go ahead and shoot the question.
I don't think she wanted a question. Just share a story, right?
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
It was to share a story that was going. It's a question veiled in a story.
I say go for it.
Okay, so listen.
Sounds like gossip.
This is like the advice hour. I mean, no shame here. You know, we're all in quarantine, or half in quarantine, we pretend to be. But anyway, okay, so, you know how we were talking about Rona Boys the other day, right?
Yeah.
So listen, this one Rona boy has been, like, going hard, you know? And I can see through it, though. At least I feel like I can. And I received a peace offering today, and I wasn't sure how to take it, you know? Long story short, this person baked me some cookies, right? And I thought, okay, that was slick. You know, we're in Corona times. We all want to snack a little bit. I like cookies.
Did you imagine him in his apron, baking you some cookies?
Well, no, I don't know what he did, but just the gesture to me was a little interesting. I don't know whether it was good or bad. It just was, it just was a gesture, and I knew, I guess, what he was implying, because he's like, oh no, I'll come over, I'll even wear my mask, and I can just give you the cookies, and then I'll go back home. It's fine. And I'm thinking, no, dude, that's not it. That's not. I understand what you're doing here. I get that. Just say it. It's okay, man. Don't be a beta. So, long story short, I get my cookies, and we do have a conversation. What interested me, or what I thought was kind of interesting about the conversation that we had, was that we started going into the whole role of men and women. And this person is, in my opinion, more of he's a liberal. So I didn't expect him to say some of the things that he said, and I could tell that he was a
Liberal boy making you cookies. Continue.
And I haven't even had them yet. I was kind of thinking well, thanks for the cookies, but they could have Rona or anything. I don't even think I'm gonna eat them. But so
the old cookies trick.
Listen, the first time we were talking, he made me sourdough. So it's I think this person just knows that I love carbs. I think that's really what it is.
Did he say the wrong thing? How did he make you sourdough?
From scratch. Okay, here's the kicker, you guys. This is why I wanted to tell you off the air. Oh God. Okay, he may or may not be a Jew. I'm just gonna say that.
Small hat.
Small hat? Tiny hat.
No, not a small hat. But we had a conversation about why he is not a small hat. I said, you may just consider, as you go through life, you may just want to, delve into this whole Jew thing for real. Don't pussyfoot this thing. Can I say that?
Yeah. Just don't.
Okay,
as long as you don't grab him by the pussy side.
So, yeah, I'm this whole he says that he's Jewish-ish, and I'm okay, well, no, that's a cute way to say that you haven't decided what your faith is. So I want to know, I'm curious, why are you so hesitant to go into that faith full force? What's the deal? Because normally I would maybe laugh it off, ha ha ha, that's so cute and funny. But I'm no, I can see you're being funny, but you're just not wanting to really accept your faith, or you're not really wanting to pick a thing, and you need to do that.
Is he? So what's the deal? Is he half Jewish, half something else?
Well, according to what he says, his father is Jewish, his mother is not, and she converted. But apparently, to be a Jew,
the mom's gotta be Jewish
through and through. Not trying to rhyme here, but to be an authentic Jew that's recognized by Israel, or Israel, you have to have a mother that is actually a Jew,
right,
not a converted Jew. I didn't know that, because I figured the seed of the father was what determined what the child is, but that's not the case in that particular faith. So I thought that was interesting. But again, just going back, I could tell that he wasn't comfortable, claiming his full Jewish heritage. So I obviously that kind of stood out a little bit, okay, that's interesting, and, we kind of got into the God conversation and all that stuff, but the thing that I did not expect him to agree with me on was the whole chivalry thing, because he was kind of expressing how women, kind of, I don't want to say they get combative, but they kind of do, when guys pull out chairs and things like that. He was just saying that he noticed that there is a rejection of that by women, and he kind of wishes that it wasn't that way, and that he could actually act those things out without having to have a fear of their response to it, And he actually agreed that a woman's natural place actually is to be like married, having children, and being a housewife. I thought that was so crazy because I've never heard a liberal say that. So I almost feel like I might have let a vampire into my apartment, and he's like kind of playing a role right now, just saying the right thing, and then he's like gonna strike at any second, you know?
Well, you just got to get to know him, because if he hasn't, overcome things, then that means that he would know how you think, because he got that spirit from his mom. So that is definitely possible.
Mike Kruger said something about a schmuck. He actually told me what a schmuck was today. Disgusting. Anyway, that was my story. I mean, there were layers to it. Sorry I didn't simplify it, but that was just an interesting thing that happened today, and I just didn't expect him to say the things that he said. But again, it's just one person that, maybe quarantine is changing people's minds and making them see things more clearly. Who knows?
Yeah. But
Oh, I like Smitty's question. You guys see it?
would you date a secular Muslim or an Arab? Well, would you?
Oh God, Corn Pop is going crazy. Let me stop looking at the chat. Would I? I can honestly say no. Like I did at one time. Like I actually did hang out with a Muslim guy. But the thing that was interesting about that guy was that he was not Ethiopian, but the other thing that's like right next door to them. And
Eritrean?
say again?
Eritrean?
Yeah, that's what he was. And the interesting thing about him was that I would see him pray, because they have to pray 5 times a day. So he definitely was very,
Somalia.
He was devout with that. But we would then sit and smoke pot together. So I don't know how.
Shut up.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Marijuana.
So to answer your question, no, I wouldn't. Just because that whole scenario, it just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, dude, this is so weird. Like, you just got off of the carpet praying,
Shut up.
and like now we're smoking pot and we're just like getting high, and this is nuts. Like, oh my gosh. But I'm pretty sure he was just asleep. I don't know. Clearly I was too, but that's that story.
The devil's lettuce. That's right, she was smoking pot.
I was, guys, but in my defense, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was a long time ago. It was before I discovered Jesse.
Well, I would just say with your baker boy, just wait and see. Take the slow approach and don't get ahead of yourself.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, that's so funny. That's what my brother was saying today. Like, he didn't say like the whole take it slow. He's like, listen, if you have a goal and you know that you want this thing, he's like, don't waste time. He's like, if it scares him, then oh well, bye. He's like, another will pass. Don't worry about it. So I thought his perspective was kind of interesting, but then I thought, well, that's just one person's perspective. I would rather talk to, just kind of put my feelers out there and see someone else's perspective on it. Because there's nothing I can do but take it day by day. It's just it's kind of just weird that quarantine did this to people. Like, it's got them just acting out of character, in my opinion.
Well, people are stuck in their homes and which means they could be stuck in their thoughts. So.
And if you go outside without a mask,
Put your hands in the air.
Oh my God. Did you guys tell them about how Beard Dude pulled that knife?
Where?
One day.
Oh, crossing the street, yeah. Some cars, remember they were parked. They stopped at the stoplight in the crosswalk.
oh yeah, you
So I
did
pulled
that.
my knife out and
Jeez, I couldn't believe it. Like, geez, the cops are coming.
Put your hands in the air.
Right. I'm like, dude, okay, a black chick, a ginger dude, and some guy with a beard, and he pulls out his knife in the crosswalk. Okay, that's normal.
That's
In
right.
the time of Corona,
Hey,
I was like,
but
that's normal.
Did he move the car? He moved the car.
He sure did. He backed up like, oh, that I don't want to mess with.
That's right. He got the
that.
message. That's why you always carry a knife. Speak softly, but carry a big knife.
That's so true. I actually pulled out my knife a little earlier, and you should have seen the fear in that man's eyes. It was a little gratifying, I'm not gonna lie, because I guess people aren't used to seeing knives, but you gotta let them know, don't cross the line, buddy.
Yeah, we got to be prepared for the zombie apocalypse.
Oh man, so crazy. But yeah, that's it. Just so I'm just chilling the rest of my Saturday night. Hanging out with the bros and stuff.
Nice. Better to hang out with the bros than the cons.
Thank you, Victoria.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, you
Like I
you
said,
take
I
care.
don't want to be all tapped out for the next time I see y'all.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll see you tomorrow, huh?
We'll do it tomorrow.
All right, and I'll be there on time. I won't do the black thing.
All right. Well, I'll wait and see.
Right. Okay, let's wait and see. You're right, because I can't say what I won't do. So you're right.
All right. Bye, Victoria.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Well, that seems like it was a pretty good stream.
Yeah, it was cool. I
I'm
appreciate
sweating
you
my
guys.
ass off.
I'm hot. I lost energy. My sleep cycle's been crazy. And ain't that about a bitch?
I feel like I'm in a sauna right now. Let's see. I got 2 pistols in front of me. What kind of pew-pews? All right. Yeah. So you say we call it.
Yeah, man. I thank you guys for calling. Thanks for the 0 super chat. And it's been fun. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks guys. We'll do. So hopefully, God willing, we'll be back tomorrow midday. So we'll do the post.
Yeah.
We'll send out the information.
Round 1.
All right. Trevor's gonna take you out with some sounds.
We'll take you out with the. Pros and cons. Pros and cons. The world blames your dad, but it's really your mom. Pros and cons. The bros.
Thank you guys.